got it. We are live.
Yay.
How glorious is that?
Lovely.
Oh, let me just turn the volume.
Yay.
How glorious.
I don't like listening to my own voice.
No, I just turned it off. Welcome, everybody. It is such a pleasure to be here for another glorious goddess conversation. And it's always such wonderful insights, wisdom, and sharing when we get to have these delicious conversations. But before we do, let's just take a moment just to breathe in, settle in, and connect to our beautiful, wise, loving hearts. So bringing your hand to your heart signifies that we are safe and that we're connecting to the wisest, most intuitive part of our being. And just allow your eyes to close down if you're safe to do so. And taking a nice slow breath in, everybody. And a slow releasing exhale out. And again, beautiful ones. And slow releasing, so letting go of all the busyness of your day, of your week, just letting it all go. And I invite you to bring your awareness to your beautiful heart. And as we direct the breath, we inhale as if we're breathing into our heart. Breathing in love and joy into our heart, into our being. Filling our whole entire being up. And as we gently release, it's like we release from the heart, sharing the love with our family, our friends, and our wider community. And again, breathing in and letting yourself feel the love flowing through your body as the breath comes in. And slowly releasing out with your own beautiful rhythm, sharing the love and the vibration to the world. And one more time, breathing in and letting go. Beautiful. And now, just when you're ready, giving your heart a nice little rub, giving yourself a nice hug. Feeling all the beautiful goddess juju, the love, and that's what we're about sharing love and growing and learning and connecting together. So let me introduce you to the beautiful Amanda Currie. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Amanda has done a number of the Joyful Goddess programs and the Intuitive Goddess program, but the reason why we're having this delicious conversation is because it's been, how many months has it been since you completed this year?
Yeah, we completed the Intuitive Goddess earlier this year, but we did the Joyful Goddess. Well, I did it twice.
You did, you did.
Know, so that was like the whole year last year.
I was going to say, I think we started July last year, and where are we now? We're October.
Yeah.
Finished around March or April?
Yeah, I think it was April. Was it early April, I think?
Yeah. So we had, glorious about 9 months being in this wonderful container together, sharing, growing, learning. And I know from Amanda's history and journey, there's been magnificent changes. Like there's been full-on phenomenal changes, and I would love for you to share us your story.
Sure. Well, for those who don't know me, I used to work full-time at our local airport. It's a very stressful job. I loved my job. I really did. I really loved it. However, it just wasn't giving me what I needed anymore. So I was still working full-time when I started the Path of the Joyful Goddess, the first one. And I just came to a decision one day that I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I resigned. And I left 26th of August. Yay, redemption, Freedom Day. Yes, and it's just been wonderful since then. It was the biggest decision I've ever made in my entire life. And of course, you know, I had the support of my husband and my daughter. And I know it's not that easy for everybody to just get up and walk away. However, I had come to the end of my tether. My health was suffering. I was lucky that my daughter had already finished high school a year before, so there was no more commitment there. And my husband was extremely supportive. So, you know, that was it. That's all I needed was that support. And then I just continued on with the Path of the Joyful Goddess, and that finished. And then there's a section in the Path of the Joyful Goddess where you introduce us to chakras, and they just spoke to me amazingly. And I make soy candles, and it just hit me that I needed to make a set of chakra candles, which have been quite popular. And yeah, that was birthed because of the Path of the Joyful Goddess. And as of course you got the first set when we did our closing of our circle all together at the beach, which was just, it was just divine. It was just wonderful being under the stars at the beach and just us ladies and closing our ceremony with that little candle. It was just amazing. It was just wonderful. And of course, then I did the Joyful Goddess again, excuse me, because I just loved it so much. And then, of course, my group from the first, we all moved into the second program, which is the Path of the Intuitive Goddess, which just blew me away. It's just amazing. Because, I mean, it's a big step for people to open up.
It is.
Yeah. And, I mean, I was a bit nervous.
Yes.
Because I didn't know, or maybe I knew of one of the ladies who was in the group.
Yes.
But I didn't know anybody else. Nobody. But it's such a safe place. And you make it a safe place. And we've all, you know, there's an agreement that anything that is shared within the program stays in the program.
Yes.
And we're all there to support each other, and nobody is judged. There's no judgment. It's just a really wonderful little community, you know?
It is. And I agree. I think that safe space and actually taking the intention to create that safe space by everybody's commitment, saying, this is our safe space. We own this safe space, and this is our sanctity, our temple that we are going to be journeying in. So what is said here stays here. And, you know, we are fellow sisters on the same journey. Do you know what I mean? So we are walking beside each other in the fullness and accepting, you know, we all have our ups and downs and ins and outs, and, you know, in this life.
Totally, absolutely. No, there's no judgment. And I think even as a person who had done programs before to do with, you know, letting go of stuff and facing my bullshit and all that sort of jazz, this still gave me something. So, you know, people might think they see this and they're, oh, no, I've done all that personal development stuff and I don't really need to do something. This is something that it doesn't matter how much you've done before. You come into this space and do this, and it's a different avenue, and it's a different spiritual journey, this one, if that makes sense. And it's really, and I know you said to me, you know, what's one of the things that you have taken away, and something that is really stuck with me, and it's basically being awakened. That's the word that I got, was awakened, you know. And it's just being aware and being able to step outside everyday life. Sorry if you can hear that, my dog's scratching. Stop scratching. She's sitting here beside me. She wants to be part of it. And it's, you know, you give us those tools to get out of our heads, because we all live in our heads so much these days. And that's what I've taken away from it. I can actually sit back now, and if something isn't going quite the way that I want it to go, or it's difficult, I can sort of remember to sort of step back and go, okay, let's just think about this for a second, instead of like plowing ahead with frustration and stress. It's just, okay, you know, let's just take that time to step back, think about it. What part am I playing? and how am I going to move forward, and maybe I need to go another direction. So there's a whole heap. I've got so much from it all. And I mean, the intuition is just one part, you know. So yeah, it's been amazing.
It has. And I can see through your journey, your intuition has really led you on your path. Like, that doesn't feel right. So getting flustered and overwhelmed. So what's happening here? What am I feeling? What am I sensing? What am I knowing?
Yeah.
You know, and then go, okay, this is what I feel like is my next step, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing what you can get if you listen. You know, and that's what we learn is everybody, well, you even have taught us that everybody it's like a muscle. You've always taught us intuition is like a muscle, and you have to, it's like every muscle, you have to work it.
You do.
So yeah, it's just so much. There's just so much that you can get from it. And I always recommend both programs. You have to start with the Path of the Joyful Goddess. It's the first stepping stone, as you know, you say to everybody, but it leads on to the Path of the Intuitive Goddess, and that blew my mind.
It is another level. It is really a whole big level. And I agree. I think that the container of the Joyful Goddess really allows people to meet their own fears, to where they are and what's holding them back, like learning about their own fear anatomy. You know, I'm a victim, I self-sabotage, all of that. And then also to learn about acceptance, forgiveness, and intuition. So you meet yourself, you release, and then as a clear vessel, knowing, you know, what's your fear and what's not, bring on the intuition. Like, now we go and do a bigger container of work, and we go deeper and broader, and we work into the consciousness and the super consciousness, and we look at non-local and local intuition, you know?
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. And that is one big thing that I had to face was, am I not doing something because it's just out of fear? Or am I not doing something for a genuine reason? And a lot of the time I wasn't doing things because I was fearful. I was, you know, it was something new, like doing lives and stuff. It's new. But now I sort of sit back and I can recognize that. And it's sort of like, well, you know, if you don't give it a crack, you're not going to know, really.
Not at
and
all.
really, I don't give a shit what people think anymore. You know, if I make a goose of myself, who cares?
Who cares? Exactly.
I don't care.
Do you think before that you were more concerned about what people thought of you, what they think of you, people pleasing more? Like, was that a bigger aspect before the programs, or?
Yeah, I think that fearful in the sense of maybe, looking like a dick, making a fool of myself.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time I've noticed, especially in my recent employment, I really went into myself, like I really closed myself off from everybody just because I just didn't want to be a part of it, what was going on and all the crap. And I just closed myself off completely, to the point where, I mean, I've always been quite a social person. And I can say without a word of a lie, I never went to any of the social functions, like no Christmas parties or anything.
Wow.
At all, because I just couldn't bring myself to do it, because I just thought, no, I don't want to be a part of this. And then, you know, I'd sit in a little office and I wouldn't talk to anybody, and then wouldn't step outside myself because I thought, well, you know, I don't want to be judged. And life just became too hard. And now life is not like, we know we can't just go, oh yeah, you know, there's not going to be bumps in the ground and stuff. But now it's like, wow, okay, well, that was a bit of a slap in the face, but that's cool. Let's think about it. Let's dissect it. Let's figure out why that happened. And then let's move on, you know? And I don't, you know, when I say I don't give a shit anymore about what people think of me, it's not in a nonchalant, I don't care. I mean, you know, I care about other people, of course, but other people's shit isn't my shit anymore. Whereas I think a lot of us, especially women, take on board why people act towards us the way that they do.
We do.
Yeah.
You must feel like the load has been lifted.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. You know, I don't do it to make someone else happy. If you know, a bit of people pleasing, like, you know, if someone said to me, oh, gosh, what's it? I can't even think of an example. But if someone invited me somewhere and I wasn't cool, I wasn't feeling it, and I sort of, something in it was just like, nah, that's not really going to do it for me. You know, I don't think that's what I would rather do. So I would, you know, thankfully decline. Whereas, you know, before I'd be like, well, I better go because, you know, that person's going to get upset with me if I don't go. And now it's like, well, no, I'm sorry, but I'm not coming. I'm not going.
How honoring and how liberating and releasing. It's like you're giving
Mm.
yourself permission to be who you are, like own the
Totally.
power and your voice to go, that doesn't feel right for me. And I'm making that decision for me, not because of, you know, people pleasing or anything.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I want to go. Thank you, but I'm okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, people have left my life, and that's fine, because I know that it's everybody's on a journey. And just because someone, you know, that might have been really close to me has, you know, we're not in contact anymore, or, you know, you don't talk very often, or they're on a different path and they're living their life, that's cool. You know, I don't sit back and go, well, you know, she's this and she's that. It's like, well, no, because I'm on this journey, and if this person's gone off to do their journey, well, that's all good. And I think that's part of it too. You know, I mean, I love the ladies that I met they're just so cool and so groovy. And I don't see them all the time, but when we see each other, it's, you know, it's awesome. It's just like yesterday. So,
Yeah.
and we're all on the same wavelength, which is lovely. And that's a big thing.
It makes a big thing that we get each other's vibe. We understand where you know, the other person is, and all of us, you know, just lovingly hold each other. It is beautiful connections of a sisterhood that's really kind and compassionate. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's no judgy.
No judgy, no. And it
At
feels
all.
when we all get together, even when we're not together, it feels like a place of home. It feels like,
Yeah.
I'm coming back home again.
Because, you know, you can trust these women.
Yes.
You know, and there's none of that everyday, oh, well, you know, I don't know what she's going to be like today. Is it, you know, a bit of backstabbing, a bit of gossip in the background. And I mean, just, you know, it's just not there. And it's just so easy.
It is.
It's just so easy. It's just amazingly easy.
It is.
So yeah, it's been a wonderful journey, but it's still a journey, and we're all still learning. And, you know, I'm still learning from you all the time. And it's just an amazing path to be on.
It is. It's a path of igniting and reclaiming the truth of who you are. You know, your own inner light, your own power, your own courage to actually go, yes, this is me and this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Exactly.
So now that you've finished all the beautiful programs and you've got your glorious candles and your chakra candles, you've got all these, you know, beautiful things, what's your next vision? What's your next thing that you feel that's going to be igniting for you?
Well, I've got some ideas. It's just growing more. And, you know, as the thoughts come into my brain now, it's not a case of just sweeping them to the side, because I think that any thought that comes to me or any idea, I have to look at it, you know, with a bit more seriousness. So I do have a couple of things that and I mean, it's really bizarre. I've spoken to you about this before, but I get a lot of shit while I'm in the shower. It's really weird. I must be my most calm when I'm in the shower. My husband always said to me that I would go into the shower, one person, I'd come out and I'd have like all these ideas. You're like, oh, okay. She's had a shower again. So it must be the water, and it just, you know, but yeah, I get these ideas and these thoughts in the shower, and a couple of them came to me this morning, and I think I'm going to branch out a little bit more. I mean, I'm always still going to be making candles, but on the spiritual side of things and gratitude and affirmations and rituals and things like that. I just think that it's another little feather in the cap, you know. There's something brewing there, and I can't really put my finger on it, but something is brewing. Sounds like
beautiful.
So we'll see.
See?
Nothing in cement, nothing in stone, but there's something happening.
Yeah. How exciting.
Yeah.
You know, to actually
Life is
exciting, and that's how life's meant to be, you know, inspired by action, inspired by love and sharing.
Yeah. And actually, one thing I want to note to you as well about going back to what I got from doing the programs is that I'm a lot more honest. I'm honest with myself. I'm honest with my husband. I'm honest with my daughter, and I'm less reactive.
Huge.
So very, especially for me, because mate, I'm on the cusp of Libra and Scorpio, and that Scorpio used to just crack its head in there sometimes, and I just but yeah, and it's I think it's really improved my relationships as well with my loved ones. It's very important.
It is very important. It's absolutely to be honest and truthful and to own yourself.
And I'm communicating better because I'm very much a person in the past that used to keep things bottled up, and I could never communicate why I was feeling the way that I was feeling to my loved one. But now, you know, I can say to Richard, this is how I'm feeling, and it doesn't bother me to get upset because I was very stoic before. There's not 1 inch of emotion in this person. Mind you, I cry at a drop of a hat now, which is not that great, but oh well. But, you know, I can really I can be genuine with him. And he's seen all the crap, and he's just, you know, he loves me anyway. So I think that's how you know that you're in the right place. And when you can actually communicate something to someone, life is just so much easier. So more honest.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like your head, your heart, your voice, your energy's all aligned.
Yeah, totally.
And I think we've mentioned before, you know, when we change inside and we change internally, the rest of our world changes. You know, our relationships change.
I'm actually living a life now that I used to think about sitting in my office.
Wow.
And that only dawned on me, like, as you know, I've started swimming again this week because I still fall back into the cracks. I still have to wake myself up and go, whoa, dude, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you know? And I used to sit at my desk and think, oh, wow, if I didn't work, what would I do? You know? Now I can do it. So it's a big reminder. I'm still, you know, it's not something that's just like, okay, that's done and I'm cool, everything's working. We're human beings and everything. So I still have to remind myself. So yeah, it just hit me the other day. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm living the life that I wanted to live, but I'm not living the life that I wanted to live, if that makes sense. I've forgotten about all that stuff that I used to think about, but now I've reminded myself. So swimming started this week. All the other stuff takes second to me doing my own thing in the mornings. And yeah, so it's an ongoing thing. But once you've got the foundation, it's all groovy.
True. You need the foundations to build upon. The solid foundation, so that when we all get a bit wobbly and life gets a bit wobbly, you can ground back into the foundations, go, okay, where am I? And now let me reset.
Yeah. Totally.
How exciting. You dreamed the life and now you created the life.
But had to cross the fear.
That is the biggest barrier, isn't it? It's that fear that sits right here that holds us to, you know, the situation when we feel like we can't make that decision, you know?
Yeah.
We give so much of our energy and power and thoughts to this fear. I can't do this. What happens? The money, this, that. And it just stays there, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
And it keeps you in a place that is not healthy
No,
as well.
totally.
Yeah.
It's very fixed and held in that pattern of behavior, that thinking, that energetic imprint.
Mm.
And it's not until you have the courage and you go, no, I need to do something different. I'm going to meet myself with love. When we meet ourselves with love, things change.
They do. Absolutely, they do. It's amazing.
It is
you
amazing.
know, but yeah, it's just, that's the way it's supposed to be. And I don't think I could ever go back to full-time working for someone else, because it would just, for one thing, it'd kill me. But yeah, I mean, here and there, maybe, but not full-time. For me, it really killed, it really killed my, what do you call it? Your creative, spiritual self. It really just did. Just sterilized everything. So yeah, but it's all good now, but you got to meet the fear.
You do. And not only meet the fear, like that is one step. It's become aware of the fear and meet the fear. The next step is having the courage to make the action, to challenge it, to go through it, to actually go, yep, even though I'm scared and I don't know what the other side's going to look like and I don't know where I'm going to go, but I'm willing to take that step.
Yeah.
Trust.
Totally. I encourage any women who are just sitting on the fence to want to do something like this, to go for it with the Path of the Joyful Goddess. It doesn't mean that you're going to just, up and leave your job and put your family in jeopardy or anything. You've got to weigh everything up. However, in saying that, please, one plea that I have is, please don't get to the level that I did of your health getting so bad that you just couldn't do it anymore. Because I truly believe that our body tells us. It sends us the signs all the time. And I was like this. No, bugger off. No, I have to keep doing this. I have to keep working. I can't do this. I can't be without a job. And it was all ego as well. It was all ego. And then it kind of hit me. I was halfway through the Joyful Goddess, Path of the Joyful Goddess, and I went, am I just staying in this job for my ego? Because I feel validated, because I'm doing this certain sort of work and it's making me feel like I'm good enough. And then once I got over that, it was like, no, it's just not worth it. And the ego's gone. Yeah. I don't do things out of ego anymore, and to make myself feel validated.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And ego and fear are great companions, aren't they? They go hand in hand together.
Absolutely they are. Yeah, totally. So yeah, it's it's just having a life to live. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow?
It is. Life is to be lived, loved and enjoyed and shared. Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. I couldn't have put it better. Life is too short. We've lost too many people over the years that haven't had the privilege of getting to this age. And it's just, it is. It's a privilege to get to this age in this world.
It is.
Yeah.
100% agree with you. We are.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, beautiful Goddess Amanda. It has
been okay.
It's been absolutely delicious and divine having this convo with you. Like hearing about your journey, hearing about your fears and how you came to these decisions. Like, yeah, you definitely took courage and met yourself in the raw vulnerability, and you did it. So,
and look, if anybody wants to ask me anything about it, don't hesitate. I'm an open book. I don't mind.
Yeah, and you're honest, which is even better. Do you know what I mean? And that's the beauty. Like, we don't want things just to be rose-colored over, There is some grit. There is some, that you've got to get down dirty with. But on the other side, you find your diamonds, and that's what you did. So
yeah,
you're a great person to tell the truth,
Yeah, no, yes. Anybody, anything you need, to ask me, just ask me. I don't mind at all. At all.
Thank you.
Send a message to Tosca and she'll pass it on to me.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And talking about your beautiful candles, where can beautiful people find you?
Well, I have my Facebook and my Instagram pages, which my Facebook is different to my Instagram, unfortunately. Facebook is Seventh Heaven Candles. Instagram is Seventh Heaven Soy Candles. And of course, I have a website, seventhheavencandles.com.au, that they can find me at.
Yay. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful candles. Yes.
Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Well, thank you for your precious time. Thank you for
Oh,
sharing
anytime.
love with us all. And, you know, may you be happy and may you always be joyful. And may you always find love in your heart.
Oh, I always will.
Mwah.
Thank you. Thanks
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Thank you,
Okay.
glorious one. Bye.
Bye.